Well, it's your man TJ back with another chainsaw project. And as you can see, the Homelite 990 has exploded. It is in a million pieces right now. That's right, folks. So, this all started. Give me some time. Give me a couple hours of being bored with nothing to do. Since I'm at the new shop now, my hours are kind of different. I generally work 6-day weeks, but I get a half day on Thursdays. So today's April 26th, and today is Thursday, so I got home early today, which is nice. And last Thursday, on my half day, I had to wait for a friend of mine up in Grants Pass where I work to give him a ride home, so that gave me about 2 hours of time just with nothing to do. So I brought my 990 to work and took it apart. Next thing I knew, within an hour, I had it all the way down completely. And the cool thing is, at work we have what's called a hot seat, and it's basically just a big washing machine. It's got a lid on top and a basket that spins, and you take a chainsaw like this, you put all the parts in there, close it, and turn the knob, and it's got a super high pressure system with really hot water and a solution, and chainsaws will come out looking, basically chainsaw parts will come out looking like this, where all the gunk is gone. And even chrome or aluminum will start to shine. I mean, it comes out clean. So I let this thing, all the chainsaw parts and pieces, including even the hardware, I let that sit in there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just let it get all that grime off after 50 years, and it came out really nice. So basically, we're down to a bare frame on the 990. Just got to pull the gears and pull the crank. But as you can see, it's in pretty darn good shape. The piston looks worse in the camera than it is, but it's still smooth. It's just got ingestion scoring, which is typical. But the cool thing is, the tolerances are so bad that this thing is perfectly runnable. I'm going to be getting a new set of rings, or an NOS set. I've got a couple guys checking their stock for me right now to see if they've got a set. If they don't have one, I'm going to have Hastings, I think it's Hastings or Hastings, make me a set. So I'll send them the dimensions, and hopefully I don't have to have them make one, but we'll see. I always like going OEM or NOS as much as I can, but you know, yeah, I'm sure they'll do just fine. But this saw is going to get rebuilt and restored, just like the Wiz, except we're going to go a little bit further, because this one is going to be brought back into service. So I will be using the Duplicolor primer that I typically do. It's this right here. It's the automotive primer. I'm probably going to go with the self-etching instead of the sandable. The self-etching primer tends to be a little bit better for magnesium. It tends to stick a little better to the magnesium, so I'm going to go with self-etching, and then I'll be using the typical Duplicolor red, the GM Perfect Match Victory Red, and the Shimmering Green, which is the Metal Flake Shimmering Green. I've got one more can of this because that's generally all I need due to the size, and I've still got probably close to half a can left, and then I've already got almost enough red. I think I'm pretty close on the red. So I'll be doing the self-etching primer, the Duplicolor green, but what I'm going to do is I've stepped up on my clear coat. This is called Spray Max 2K Gloss Clear. It's got a hardener in it, so here's your part number, in case you guys are interested. It is 368-0061. You can look that up on eBay. These are about 18 bucks a can. But it's a two-part clear, so you've got your clear and you've got a little spot of hardener down here. Basically, just shake it up real good for about 2 minutes. Pop this little red cap out. Break a hole into the hardener. Shake that up, and you've got an expensive clear in a can, basically an automotive clear that's high quality, that hardens like a rock and seals things up really nice, all in a can. Eastwood, where I get my paint for my truck, basically has those too, but these came quicker, so I got these. And a good friend of mine who lives up in Medford, Leon, from Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair, if you're not already subscribed to his channel, uses that as well. So, and he's had great success, so I figured, well, now's my chance. And Leon, I'm going to try this out. So yeah, this saw will be brought back into service. It's going to be ran, and I'm going to cut wood with it, mainly for get-togethers, because that thing's a dang beast. It weighs like 40 pounds with a bar and chain and everything. And speaking of a bar and chain, I have the bar, but the chain is going to ruin the bank account. So let me grab the bar. You guys are going to love this. Alright, so I am 6 foot, right at 6 foot. And you guys can see this bad boy is right about there. Well, check this out. I don't know if I can get back far enough. There you go. This is a 56-inch bar. And it is a McCullough bar, but the cool thing is you can't see the emblems anymore because they've been worn off. So it'll have a McCullough bar, and it's going to be made to fit. How you know this is a McCullough bar is the extra large mount and super small adjustment holes, and also it has the oiler hole on the inside. It has the oiler hole opposite of what a bar made for a gear-driven saw has. So this will take some modifications. I'm going to have to make some bushings that'll fit in here, and then I'm going to have to drill the oiler hole on the other side, and then probably drill new adjustment holes, but I've modified bars before and I've never had any problems yet, so I'll do it again with this. The one thing I won't have is a helper handle yet. I would love to find a helper handle for this bar. Probably it'll be a McCullough helper handle, or since this is a McCullough bar, and I'm hoping those aren't too terribly hard to find, because that would really set this off, as a lot of these 990s, when they had big bars on them, had helper handles, and it really sets everything off. And if you are cutting wood by yourself, gives you that extra gravity to just cut with it. And it's going to be a pain in the butt to carry, but it's going to be darn cool. So here's the bar we're going to be using. Yeah, so I'm debating on doing a 404 conversion or not, if I'm going to stick with 9/16 half-inch or 9/16 chain, or going to convert it to 404. Like I said, this saw is only going to be used for shows, so I'll be running the typical Stihl Ultra or Red Armor at probably 38:1, and then once I'm done, I'll run it on VP fuel and get all that old crap out of the carburetor and then store it. But yeah, so this is part one. Basically, let me show you some of the stuff we've got. We've got gaskets, basically. I'm just starting out head gasket. This is the intake manifold to air filter gasket. New crank seals. You guys can see new old stock crank seals. A new crank bearing. This is a new old stock crank bearing, so we've got one of those. Carb kit, and a new fuel cap. A new fuel cap tank vent valve. You always want to replace these because after so many years they're notorious for leaking by. You'll turn the saw sideways and it'll just spit gas out beyond belief. That's another reason why I'm going with this clear, because it's fuel resistant. A lot of times you can get fuel and oil on this type of clear, and it won't hurt it. You can wipe it off, and a lot of times you can just wipe on the clear anyway with even your hand, and it won't scratch it. Unlike Duplicolor. So I went with Duplicolor with the Whiz restoration because that saw is not going to be back in service. It is a shelf queen, so using a cheaper clear on it never hurts, because I'm not using it for anything. So basically that's it, guys. We really just basically all I'd have to show you is just a bunch of parts, and also let's see, how long is this video getting? I know it's getting fairly long. Oh, we're at 9 minutes. So if you guys are even still here, I'm not sure. This is going to be a long-term project. I don't know. By long-term, you guys have known, I've said long-term before. Next thing I do is I have it done in a month. But springtime is here. I'm putting in about 100 hours every paycheck, so I'm gone and I'm working a lot. I've also got my old truck that I'm restoring, which goes on my other channel, which you guys know about. A lot of you anyway know about my other channel, so I've got that project too. So I'm going to kind of be just juggling both of them, and whichever one I decide to do is whichever one I decide to do at the time. So This one will definitely be probably a little slower than the Wiz, because the Wiz I just kind of ended the winter off and just focused on it and got it nailed out and done. But I want to do a good job on this one. I want to get it done thoroughly, because like I said, it is going to be rebuilt and it is going to be rammed. So I want to just make sure it's going to be fairly reliable, or at least reliable enough to where I can run it. So, alrighty, well, this is part 1. I'm not sure when part 2 is going to come about. I do have, like I said, the rest of today off, and I do have this weekend off, so I might start sanding or blasting and painting, and I do want to see how things kind of come out. So I might just play with that. Decals, I got to get the decals on order, because those are going to take a solid month to get here. And when I paint, I want to be able to clear over the decal, so it kind of just seals them in a little bit. And it's actually recommended. So, all right. Well, for this video, this is TJ from TJ's Chainsaw Restoration, and we're starting another one. And this is the Homelite 990. It's a big one. Let's just say that. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.